know the United States has a horoscope just like people? Every 20 years, there's a conjunction of planets that's really bad. And every president that's been elected during that conjunction has died in office.
I would definitely include that in your article.
This program is a paid commercial presentation of Infomation Incorporated. Welcome to the new edition of Psychic Friends Network.
Welcome back to 366 Weird Movies, the Pod 366 Weird Movie Podcast Review channel on YouTube. Our Weird View crew looks at movies to find out if they're weird enough to qualify for our list. And today in the Reader Suggestion Queue, the heck with the Reader Suggestion Queue. It's my turn to recommend a weird movie, okay? I'm recommending Bloody Birthday, 1981. Bloody Birthday would be easy to miss amid the pile of 80s slasher movies that came out. You would mistake this for any completely ordinary 80s slasher. It's not to be confused with My Bloody Valentine, which came out the same year, nor is it Happy Birthday to Me, which came out the same month, and overshadowed this movie considerably, I'd say. And if you guessed that this was a stereotypical 80s slasher, you're kind of correct. With one small twist. Actually, three small twists. They're all kids. That's right. They're 10-year-old kids doing the slashing. And this isn't a parody. This isn't a comedy. It's played completely straight. Since we reviewed Andy Warhol's Bad a couple movies back, which is about adults murdering kids, I kind of figured Bloody Birthday would be an appropriate double feature for that movie, since it's about kids murdering adults. You want to see the kids get some payback? Stay tuned. Shout out to Cinema Snob, who also reviewed Bloody Birthday. In fact, I discovered it from his channel during one of his Movies of the Year recaps. And, I'll recap what I can, but being a slasher, there's going to be some spoilers. You know, go into it cold, but it's not really like you can spoil this movie by describing it either, because it kind of watches very well. We start at Meadowvale Hospital, where 3 children are born during a full solar eclipse.
How's she doing?
Fine, but we have 2 more in labor.
You sure can forget about watching that eclipse.
Shallow breath.
Boy.
It's a boy, Mrs. Taylor.
The gist is that being born during a solar eclipse makes you kill people. No particular reason, it's just a thing.
Children, animals, old people, doesn't matter. I just love killing.
Well, that's enough backstory. We cut to 10 years later. We start where all slasher movies start, with horny teenagers making out at a cemetery.
You want to play ambulance?
You know how to play ambulance. You lie down in this grave until your serial killer attacks you, and then you get hauled away in an ambulance. Mr. Shovel and Mr. Rope will now demonstrate. This is Joyce, the teenage Nancy Drew of astrology, played by Lori Lethen, and her pesky little brother Timmy, played by Casey Martell. He does something dodgy here just to justify her not believing him later on. Their parents are apparently on perpetual vacation away from home. But we just had a murder in the graveyard last night, so the cop is going to interrogate the school.
Does anybody know why it's important to cooperate with the police?
The job of the police is to protect people and help them if they're in trouble.
You're late, Joyce.
The police need everyone's cooperation.
That's right.
Kiss ass.
Maybe I went to the wrong schools, but I never remember police dropping by the classroom to hunt for clues in the latest homicide, even if one of the weapons was a skipping rope.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, honey.
Now we have our 3 little rascals. There's Debbie, played by Elizabeth Hoy, whose dad is the sheriff, and the kid with the glasses is Curtis, played by Billy Jane, while the other boy is Stephen, played by Andrew Freeman. They all have a birthday on the same day, the solar eclipse day, and the whole town seems to treat them like they're an inseparable item. But Mrs. Davis isn't making special allowances for them. Too bad, Mrs. Davis, you just made somebody's list. What do they do for fun? Well, you see them hanging out here peeping at Debbie's older sister, Beverly, played by Julie Brown. Yes, that Julie Brown. Also see her hit song, 'Cause I'm Blonde, The Homecoming Queen Has a Gun, several others of those. There's some Julie Brown fans out there, and well, if you wanted to see what a lot more Julie Brown looks like, this is the right movie. Debbie charges the boys spare change to peep through the closet glory hole at her sister, who apparently schedules her regular naked bedroom dance at about this time every day. How's that for creepy? This is a 10-year-old pimping out her own sister. I don't even know if you could get away with a Porky's-type scene in a modern-day movie when you have to involve a 10-year-old. Joyce and Beverly are friends, of course, especially since they seem to be the only two teenagers in town.
Have you done his horoscope yet?
Yep.
Well?
Well, Willard should be flipped out over a hot little Scorpio like you.
Oh, great.
Joyce rambles on about astrology.
Hey, have you got any calls from Paul lately?
No, he's busy with exams.
Oh, are you sure that's all he's busy with?
Paul and I trust each other.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't be too happy if he knew you're spending all that time working on the paper with Mr. Harding, you know.
Beverly, Mr. Harding's married.
Yeah, but he sure is cute. And has he ever got the hots for you?
Honestly, Beverly, you've got a mind like an X-rated soap opera.
Your Bechdel test score was? This entire conversation was about men. And even though a murder has happened in town, everybody is excited for the big birthday party for our three tots.
Beverly, where are you going?
To get some candles for the birthday cake, and then Willard and I are going to go to the drive-in.
No, you're not.
Why?
Don't ask why. Just be home before dark.
One murder in 20 years and he thinks he's Kojak.
You just sit tight, Beverly. We're going to pump those numbers right up for you.
I've just been run, getting ready for this birthday party.
Yeah.
Everybody in town is coming.
Well, if you're hoping for the sheriff to solve this case, I have bad news for you.
Daddy, come here. I want to show you something.
Yeah, the kids try to trip him with a skateboard, and when that fails, they just bludgeon him to death. Luckily, Mom was running the blender, or she would have heard all this. Timmy almost catches them, so Debbie covers for it at the last minute.
Mom, Daddy fell! Mom, Daddy fell!
Yeah, he fell and hit his head, and then he bounced on his head 6 more times. And check out Debbie's look. This movie has drawn praise for the young lead actors Hoy, Jane, and Freeman, who all had experience in film and television previously. Debbie is the ringleader, a tough cookie who pulls a great mean face whenever things don't go her way. Curtis is the brains, with a cocky grin to meet every challenge, built up to be good with gadgets and guns. Bringing up the rear is Steven, who seems to be the dumb muscle despite not being that imposing himself, and he displays it like a common bully. All these kids play their roles to the hilt. You never saw such an adorable band of murderers. Since Debbie has Timmy down as a potential snitch, Curtis tries to trap Timmy in the junkyard.
Oh, I knew you were a chicken. We're not gonna shut both doors. Chicken! Honk, 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 honk! Chicken!
They even walk off, leaving Timmy trapped in an old fridge to die. But Timmy manages to free himself, only to come home and have nobody believe his story. Meanwhile, remember Mrs. Davis who didn't give the kids time off from homework for their birthday? Well, guess who just got uninvited to the party? Yeah, look at the cool way these kids stride in to clean up the scene, like they've done this before. I have to wonder how this gang would have fared under somebody like Isaac from Children of the Corn. On to their next caper, a double plot. Debbie schemes to push Timmy out of the treehouse, while the other kids apparently left this note to lure Joyce.
Still gonna have your birthday party tomorrow? Yep. Have you ever played doctor? No. Me neither. But I know how to play ambulance. What's that? A game.
Debbie tries her luck, but dumb luck spares Timmy, while Joyce gonna run over her now. These kids are holy terrors. But Joyce manages to win the Steven Spielberg duel. That being a 70s model Ford LTD, I'm surprised it didn't run out of gas right away. Joyce and Timmy are having a fun night at home studying astrology.
You indulge in rash behavior and you worry a lot. Now who does that sound like?
Dad?
Right.
Speaking of somebody who lived through the 70s, I was a little kid, and even I got sick and tired of astrology. It was everywhere. There were sign-based astromags in the check stand at every store. There was, never mind even dating, where everybody would ask yourself, you couldn't get a job or attend a class without somebody offering to draw up your astro chart. To say nothing of biorhythms and pyramids and UFOlogy and magic crystal rocks. This was all going on with New Age claptrap. It had a huge spike in the 70s. We just had to live with it. This script rides on astrology pretty hard, even though it makes no sense.
This is Debbie's chart. It's really weird. Because there was an eclipse the day she was born, both the sun and the moon were blocking Saturn. So there should be something missing from her personality.
Why?
Because Saturn controls her emotions.
Saturn rules your emotions because we said so, damn it. Later that night, Curtis is stalking again.
Oh boy, here I go killing again.
But wait, I heard a couple more horny teenagers pull up in a van and conveniently start making out. Curtis is not going to stand for that on his watch. He shoots the lovers in cold blood, just for the hoots. Well, the body count is now 6. For those of you counting at home. After all this hard work, it's time for the terrorizing trio to enjoy a well-earned birthday cake.
Now make a wish.
I wish everybody in the whole world dropped dead. Oh, wait, Debbie won't even take a day off on their own birthday.
Joyce knows and she's not going to keep quiet. So what? Well, they might believe her. Not if they think she's crazy. What are you going to do? You'll see.
So in an effort to discredit Joyce, watch as this little devil actually gaslights her into a hysterical freakout over a false alarm.
What did you do?
Nothing. Cake. Curtis poisoned the ice and don't eat that cake. Don't eat the cake. Curtis poisoned it. Don't eat it.
Curtis poisoned the ice and don't eat the cake. I went into the kitchen and he was putting icing on the cake. And he had a decorator in one hand and a bottle of poison in the other hand.
You're crazy. Let me have some of that icing.
Making her think they put ant poison in the cake, only to strut up and lick a fingerful of icing himself. Ha! Take that, you stupid adult. When will you learn that kids rule this town? Kids might as well run this town. Look at Beverly reacting when Joyce shows her the glory hole.
Mr. Debbie's been charging the little boys 25 cents to watch you undress.
What?
Oh, the neighborhood kids have been ogling my goodies for who knows how long. I'll just laugh this off instead of placing a call to social services. They're just kids being kids, am I right? Beverly finds the kids' murder scrapbook, and man, is the sisterly rivalry ever building up in this household. Yet even now, Beverly treats the prospect of her being brained by a fireplace poker like she just caught her throwing spitballs. It's pretty easy for these kids to wipe out half the town when all the adults lack the survival instincts that God gave an alert rock.
You any closer to catching this maniac?
Well, we got a few clues, but we ain't been able to focus on nothing specific.
Sir, you have 6 unsolved murders. You're at a birthday party. What are you doing? We're going to wind up this recap, but trust me, there's a lot more bloodshed and mayhem coming along in Act 3. It's good enough not to spoil. This thing keeps you guessing until the very end. Nothing is expected. And really, it's just an amazing act of audacity and gall if this movie even got made. Is Bloody Birthday a weird movie? I'd say it has a lot to recommend it. Besides the point that this is such a unique little twist on the standard slasher formula, the whole movie has this bizarre feel to it. It's this bland, whitewashed, suburban, blue velvet neighborhood populated by the most oblivious adults who can't stop 3 10-year-olds from terrorizing the whole town. As for the action, can you even count all the weapons they deployed? A gun, a car, skateboard, garden hose, shovel, baseball bat. There's a murder for everyone in this story. I have watched Bloody Birthday 3 times now, and I still can't tell if they were trying to play it straight or if this was deliberate camp. Reportedly, as I understand it from the interviews, all the kids were laughing and having a great time in between takes, so maybe they were in on the joke. The end result is the same, a movie that has the audacity to take its gimmick and turn it up to 11. It even has some chills if you look at it right, particularly from Timmy's point of view as he's getting chased around by maniacs while nobody believes him. The moral of Bloody Birthday is, don't get born during an eclipse! Or if you do, just settle down in a small town and quietly thin out the herd. It's not like you don't have a defense. You can always tell the jury, hey, Saturn rules my emotions.